Hello and welcome back to Nevermore Creations. My name is Lindsay and today I'm going to be showing you how you can use paper ribbons in your junk journals. I have done a tutorial previously on how to make them, and by paper ribbons I mean something like this. It's a piece of paper folded kind of like an accordion. It's stitched, and then on this one I added a button, and I actually have 20 different ones that are going to be in an Etsy listing for you guys. These are all ones that I inked and I sewed, and I added a button to each one, and it'll be a listing. If you don't have a sewing machine and you like to have paper ribbons, or you just like them, you know, whatever. I just have a whole bunch of paper scraps and I was using them up, and I thought I would like to share some of them with you all. So I'm just going through the ones that'll be in the listing here. But it's a great way to use up your scraps. But I thought, you know, sometimes it's great to do a tutorial, and sometimes it's great to show how to use the things we make. So I do have my own personal junk journal that I will be flipping the camera around in a minute after I go through all of these, so that I can show you the best, not the best ways, because any way is a fine way and you're going to come up with many ideas that I haven't, but some of my favorite ways of how to use these. So there's that one, and I think lastly this one. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around, and we're going to play with them a little bit. Okay, so we are now flipped around. This is the journal I'm working in right now. It's one that Bonnie made me, and it's called Songbird, and I really love it. And I'm not going to actually glue these in because this is my Etsy listing, but I'm going to show you what would be a good place and good places, like if you have a journal you're working in. And I just have some quick dry tacky glue. However, I would suggest hot glue, and my favorite right now is the Gorilla brand hot glue, because it gives you about 4 or 5 times more strength, and it doesn't dry quite as fast as the traditional cheap hot glue. It's still not that expensive. It's only a couple dollars more, but it gives you a little bit more wiggle room if you're trying to move something on a page, but still it dries much faster even than the quick dry tacky glue. But that's what I have today. Anyway, so as you can see, Bonnie put lace on these pages, and I absolutely love that. But to add more texture, let's see. So here's a little pocket she added on here. And what you can do is take one of the smaller ribbons, and it would be beautiful there, even on the side of a pocket, but I really like it down there to add. Now this has a little bit of a bulkier button, so if you want it flatter, you could choose a button that is a little bit flatter, like this button is flatter, and that would go really well. Now as you can see, this is really long for this page, so all I do is cut wherever I want, and since I'm going to be gluing it down anyway, it is not going to fray too much. So I would line it up where I wanted it, and then I would cut probably right about there and glue it right there to have a band on the bottom of that pocket. So that would be a great place for it. Let's see, where else? It's great on the edge of a page. I'm trying to find. Okay, so here we have a music page, and you can add, let me grab one here. Let's see, just overthinking it. Any of them would look beautiful. All right, so here's a teal one. It's kind of almost like a water theme, and just a little brass button. Glue it right there on the edge, and not only does it make it a nice little tab, and it makes the page easy to turn, but on this side, you will also see part of the ribbon, and I like to just ink this side a little bit so that it kind of looks more aged once you add it on. It also is a great header if you turn it this way, a great, I guess, footer if you would turn it this way. Let's see, I haven't gotten this far in the book, so we'll just find a place. Okay, so you can see there's some stitching here where she sewed on this band on this side. And I love the stitching for texture, but say you wanted to cover it, you can just take a couple of paper ribbons, put them down. Now you almost have a little frame. A picture would be adorable there in the middle. So there's so many uses for these. Here's an envelope, and it says memories. And so I could take one of those and add that right on there for a little bit of extra. Making these and having these in your stash are perfect for when you're working in your book because it makes it your own. Like obviously this book she made for me, and as I add things, it becomes my own. And so these are all handmade by me, and it's nice to add. Here's a giant journaling card. Look, you just add a little extra. I love it there on the bottom, just a little bit of extra texture. If you move it down, it's more of a ruffle, which you would see on the other side. So I hope that helps all of you. Here's one with a heart button, and you could even double it up with the lace. I really like that. It's just soft and pretty, extra texture. These are not thick at all. They're not that difficult to write over on the other page. Now the button might be a little bit. I tend to try to keep the buttons either at the top or the bottom of a page if I want to write on the middle, because normally you're not writing super high up at the top. So I hope that gives you a couple ideas for using that. And the Etsy listing is below if you actually want this set. And I can make more sets if there's more interest. I wasn't sure how much interest there would be. I'm also considering turning these into a digital download, not these exact ones perhaps, but having a bunch of them as a digital download, so you can download it and then cut them out and place them in your journal and use them as many times as you want. So let me know what you think about that idea as well. And I hope this was a good, you know, how to spruce up your junk journal mini episode. And I hope that you try making these because they're so much fun. And if you make a whole bunch of them ahead of time, they're really easy to just throw in a drawer or a basket and have it right by your workstation. And as you can see here, I have a lot of different colors. You can probably find something in here to go with most themes. Whether you're kind of doing a cutesy nature theme, here's really pink and girly. Like I said, we have more masculine, and now I'm just blabbing. So I will let you go, and I hope you have a wonderful day.